First L of the day, sneakers from me, Meg, Eli, and I think Mason, but he might have sold me. But that's 4 L's, 3.5 L's. So now we're on our way to social status. It's 10:12, so we'll get out there around 10:45. Hopefully be the first in line, and hope that not too many people pull up on us. Well, it's safe to say that I may be cooked. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here, and it's only 10:45, so we'll see. News is though, look at this perfect parallel park. You feel me? So the streak is still there. It's alive. It's 12:35 because I stayed and talked to Jeremiah for a little bit, talked to Mark, talked to Lonnie, then checked out the store a little bit. Usually I don't like to hang around because I got to go to work, but today's a new day.
Hey, Mikey, we like it.
Not a huge surprise, but clearly one of the great comebacks since Burt Reynolds' hairline. It came in a 2-word statement, which is now just begging to have a Nike campaign built around it. Quote unquote, "I'm back." That's all Jordan said on Saturday. That was really all Jordan needed to say as his 17-month retirement came to an end. He will be back on Sunday when the Bulls play the Pacers, and probably not so coincidentally, the game is on national TV. The Bulls arrived in Indianapolis on Saturday night, and while Michael Jordan was not on the team charter, he will be there by game time, and that makes Phil Jackson happy.
We're all very happy about this. We think it's going to be great for our basketball club. We hope expectations, which are going to be high, aren't overreaching for what we have as a basketball club. We're just glad he's getting back on the court.
I'm happy that he's back. I think he's going to add a lot to the NBA, especially in the playoffs. I think he's back because he was missing competition, and he's ready to go again. But I don't think, in my mind, I don't favor them to win it.
We feel we have the best record in the world, and we're going to try to keep going and get to the finals. However they handle their team, that's their own business. Welcome him back, but we don't care concern.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Soul Sanity Sneaker Podcast channel. Today I'm going to be doing a sneaker review on the Air Jordan 10 light steel gray. It did release today, August 2nd, for a total retail price of $215 in men's, and then there was grade school sizes as well. I'm sure they were 160 or so. I didn't go for those. My lady was not interested this time. So obviously today, you guys already saw the intro. We went to social today. We took an L on sneakers, but shout out to the boys down there at social. Not that they did anything shady or anything like that, but the streak is still alive. I have not gone to social and not got a pair of shoes so far, starting all the way back at the Lightning 17s. I think that's good sneaker energy, good karma, good everything. Shout out to the big dude who was in front of me, who once he saw his size was not available, was willing to help me get mine. He was cool, made the experience enjoyable. Shout out to Jeremiah for pulling up. I don't know who he was gonna enter for when he got there, but there was no ticket. Like, they had already started giving out tickets once he got there. But shout out to him for coming. And then shout out to Mark and Lonnie. You know, we got to chop it up with them for a little bit afterwards. And this was a pretty, overall, I would say the back half of this was pretty enjoyable little session. The first part of it was a little rainy and dry, but I got out there at 10:40, and it was already at least 12, 13 people deep, mostly resellers. And a lot of the resellers did win today. You know, you got yours, but I got mine. So I'm gonna count that as a win. You know, I wasn't able to get a pair for Rich or I think my brother did want one too, so I wasn't able to get a pair for Rich or Nick, but I tried, guys. I really did. You know. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the review. So this is the first time that the Steel 10s with the original toe cap detail has released to the public since 1994. In 1994, these were produced with the toe cap, and Michael Jordan told them to switch it in mid-production. So obviously there were still pairs that did make it to the retail market of these and the Shadow 10s as well. Two of the original Air Jordan 10 colorways. Those are the only two that have ever been seen with the toe cap, and not even a lot of the Shadow toe caps made it to the public for retail consumption, but there was a few, and it was featured in like East Bay magazines and stuff like that, the Shadows with the toe cap. I heard a lot of people, even people online talking today, that said that they would not want to see the Shadows come back with the toe cap, even though that was also an original in the same right as this steel. First things first, let's get started with this box. So we got the hardwood around the two sides, and then we got what should have, what is a full picture, but I had to get rounded out onto the sides. This is the original retro box from this time, so this is not the original Steel 10 box. Before I even talk about this box any further, the original Steel 10 box is this, which comes on the 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Sometimes 11s, not always. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 come in this box, but it was a lot smaller, so it would have been this, but in this shape. And for any of you who have this box, thank you, Jordan Brand, for not smushing my Jordans in this damn. I don't even know, like, this is, like, I literally can only keep one of my Air Maxes in here at a time because this box is so small. So I'm glad they went with something else. And this box is appropriate, and I'll get to that in a minute. But this is the very first retro box. So the Air Jordan 10 was originally anticipated to be the last Air Jordan because he, at the time, had retired to go play basketball. So they told Tinker to stop designing Jordans. He didn't listen, so I'm glad he did not listen. He went ahead and worked on the Air Jordan 11. But they said, yeah, the 10 is the last one they're done. So for that, we're going to go ahead and bring it back, the 1, 2, and the 3. And so in 1994, probably the 4 as well, because there is a 1994 version of the 4s, I think. But I know for sure the 1, 2, and the 3 were retroed for the first time in 1994 with this box. This is not the exact original box because it does say 1985 to 2025, and all of these images are updated. I'll put the original box on the screen, but this is a very, very close one-to-one replica, except for the updated pictures. I like this. This is very cool. This is better than the NRG box. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I like this. I like this a lot. And like I said, this is appropriate because this was the first retro box ever when the retros originally came back, and this is the first retro ever of the Air Jordan Steel with the toe cap. These are some good looking shoes. This is my first time looking at them with you guys at the same time, so I'm here with you. It's a live unboxing. Leather seems really good. I'm no leather expert. I hate when people get to talking on here about, oh, this leather is so premium. Like, no, bro, they tumbled the leather and they fooled you. Like none of us are leather experts. But all right, we'll get to all this in a minute. So the only time this Air Jordan Steel, obviously he was playing baseball at the time. The only time the Air Jordan Steel was ever worn on court was not in an NBA game, but a charity event. In 1994, Scottie Pippen organized a all-star game, charity all-star game, where Scottie and Michael had individual teams, and they played each other at the Chicago Bulls arena. I think they raised $150,000 for charity that day, and Michael Jordan went on to drop 52 points, which is insane for a dude not coming out of retirement, but he's retired at the time. You guys are playing basketball every day, I mean, it was an all-star game, so and it's in the Chicago Bulls arena. Like, they probably wanted Michael to score a lot, just that's part of the experience. But it was weird, interesting that it was Team Scottie versus Team Michael, and Michael had 52 points and Scottie Pippen had 24 points, which is crazy. And apparently he led his team with 24 points, so they really spread the wealth. Because the score, I mean, they scored high. It was a really high-scoring game, and I think Scottie Pippen's team had at least 120 points, so they must have really spread the wealth over there on Team Scottie. Let's get to this toe cap. So, obviously, like I said, Michael Jordan in 1994 asked them to change this, but the original run did get out to the public. This is back when they were producing shoes in a much different way than they are now. It wasn't like they were just produced, and then right now, if an Air Jordan 1 is produced and they produce X 100,000 amount of pairs, when there's a restock, it's really just a held back amount most of the time. They were actually in production at various times. So this was the first production release, and then he told them to change it. And so the ones that were restocked and released afterwards after this had no toe cap. And I'm just going to give my opinion on the toe cap real quick. I think that the Air Jordan 10 without this part of the toe cap was missing something. But I don't know if this was what was missing. So, because it's two pieces of a toe cap, you know what I'm saying? Let me bring out the other 10s I have real quick just to show what I'm talking about. So, I feel like this part of the toe cap is necessary, but this part of the toe cap is not necessary. Let me know if you guys agree with me. Let me know if I'm just spouting out nonsense. The shape of this one looks a little bit better, but this one's smaller, and that usually tends to have an effect on, the aesthetic of the shoe. This is a 10.5 because I don't know who I thought I was, but this is a 9.5. I thought to go true to size. I'll try these on for you guys and let you know what I think. I have pretty normal feet, so I'm not going to give you any crazy opinions or anything like that. But like I said, I do think that this was necessary. Like, I like this addition to the 10. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of this, but I don't hate it, So it comes with it, so I'm not mad at it. This is, like Jeremiah said, straight out of Tinker's sketchbook. So another detail on the Steel 10s is that the Jumpmen are facing the same way. So this is a throwback to the pairs that were manufactured in Korea, while the rest of half of the pairs were manufactured in Korea, half the pairs were manufactured in Taiwan, and this is the Korea. So the ones in Taiwan were all facing left instead of this. This is something that probably wouldn't have flew today by Jordan standards. It would not have passed a quality control. These probably would have ended up in outlets or as B grades, whatever you want to call it, or they might have just got scrapped in general. They probably would have went to outlets, but this wasn't anything that was crazy or new at the time. Like, there could have been slight differences in the Jordans just because of manufacturing errors and differences, but these did end up releasing, and so this is a nod to the original Korea version of the Air Jordan Steel 10 from 1994. So this is not the first time that the Air Jordan 10 Steel has retroed. Obviously, the original run was 1994. It retroed again in 2005, and it retroed again in 2013, but neither one of them had the toe cap, so obviously those are a little bit different. They also did not have the powder blue Jumpman like they're supposed to, nor did they have the powder blue insole like they're supposed to. And as well, they have, oh, this, okay, the Seattle's got the right patch too. So the size tag that's here on the 2013 and 2005 pairs do have a stitched like Coogee era looking patch on the inside, which is not true to OG. So the only things missing on the 2005 and 2013 is the red Jumpman, red insole, and the Coogee style, size tag. I'm glad that for the return of the toe cap, we did get pretty much everything as close to OG specs as possible. I don't really see any other differences. I did see somebody say that the checkerboard looks more gray than black. Like the original ones were dominated by black, but it's the opposite. So this is really like a visual thing. This is something that all of our eyes are probably going to see differently, but that's just something I saw online. So don't yell at me, yell at him. Word testers, Chris, Nightwing. Yell at him, not me, please. I got nothing to do with it. So I want to talk about the original colorways of the Air Jordan 10, since this is actually the first Jordan to have this many original colorways since the Air Jordan 1, which does make sense because they thought this was going to be the last one. So, okay, let's go out on top. Let's just release a bunch of colors, blase, even though some of them did come out the next year, but they are considered original. So the original 4 from 1994 would be Steel, Shadow, and Powder Blue. The original 3, sorry. Steel, Shadow, Powder Blue. Then, in 1995, we have the City Pack, which includes the Chicago, which is the game-worn, double nickel, whatever you want to call it. The double nickel has a 45, PE patch on it, but the double nickel is because he dropped 55 points in his return in the Air Jordan 10. So Chicago, Orlando, Sacramento, New York, and Seattle, which is these right here. But these are all just, different accented colored Air Jordan 10s. Pretty good looking in my opinion. It's going to take me a while to collect all of them because they never released 10s. I think this came out in 2019, and this is the next 10 to be released in general. So it's going to take me a while to complete that retro set, but we'll get there when we get there. So a little bit about the materials here. First and foremost, we got the white tumbled leather upper. Obviously, it's a little bit more on certain panels than others. Like the closer you get down to the midsole, the less tumbled leather it is. We do have black pull heel tabs on the back and the Jordan Jumpman on the heel. I already talked about that. Jordan branding on the tongue, dark powder blue Jumpman logo on the outsole, Nike Air branding on the insoles, the original toe cap overlay, and all of Michael Jordan's achievements on the outsole, as well as the light steel gray webbing and accents. This is a beautiful pair from Jordan Brand, one of the best pairs we've seen all year. Let's go ahead and talk about the midsole. I believe this is the first time that an Air Jordan used Phylon on the midsole instead of polyurethane. So you should be able to still find wearable 10s, just because this shouldn't crumble on you. It might need to be re-glued in spots and reinforced a little bit, but it should not crumble, at least the midsole. It does come with a full length air unit underneath that, whatever you want to call it, under the insole. We do have a Dream Cell insole. I know Jeremiah loves these. It is the original powder blue colorway that it's supposed to be. It's very furry on the inside. I hope that doesn't pose an issue. It's very like when you rub your sock down this way and you can kind of feel it. I don't like that feeling. I might have to switch these out, I'm not gonna lie. Very hairy. Pause. Me taking the insole out was a mistake. So while I'm looking at this, this bungee lacing system is something that was pretty standard on, I don't want to say standard like it came with everything, but it came with a few different models at the time. So like the CB94 and the Air 95 up-tempo Air Max. But these are much thinner, like notably thinner here, bungee straps, than that were used before. So that was just something that I wanted to call out. A lot of the technology is shared across models, but this one was made a lot sleeker. And if it was any bigger, the 10 would probably be a less popular model. So I think Tinker made the right decision with slimming those down. But the Air Jordan 10 is obviously a super good looking model. We can talk about the bottom real quick. So obviously, I've said this 10 times already. This video, they thought he was going to be retired. So this only includes his accolades up to 1994, and I'll get to that at the end. But I think they did a good job at ending this off. So 1985 Rookie of the Year, 1986 we have 63 points. 1987 scoring title, 1988 dunk champ, 1989 all defense, 1990 69 points, 1991 MVP in a championship, 1992 MVP in a championship, 1993 MVP in a championship, and 94 and beyond. They did that. That's fire. I don't know, like that's fire, because they could have put the end or something like that, but I'm glad they left room to continue, because that's fire. If it would have said something else, we probably would be, I don't know, disappointed, or that would be something to talk about all the time. But I think that's really cool. First and foremost, I just want to say that this is one of the most comfortable Jordans I've tried on in a long time. Obviously, some of it is thanks to that Dream Cell, but the Fi-Line midsole and everything overall, the 10 is just very, very comfortable. I don't know if I would hoop in them, but I mean, you see the explosiveness, and all that is real. That's not no special effects. That's real bunnies, So, but overall, really good look on these. Looks good with jeans. Looks good with shorts. I would say they fit true to size. I didn't have any sizing issues, and I went my true size 9.5. People were saying that they run small. Don't listen to the haters. Yeah, anyway, guys, I would go for a true to size fit on these. Super comfortable, super clean, no complaints from me. If you learned anything in this video, go ahead and leave us a like, a comment, a sub. We appreciate all of it. We appreciate all of our new subscribers. We got a new pod coming tomorrow. Special guest tomorrow, one of our biggest guests to date. Definitely stay tuned for that. And we got much bigger things planned for you guys. And we're here for you. So let us know that you're here for us and that we're doing the right thing by leaving us a like. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you later. Peace.
Ain't about to be caught walking around a pair of air wax, okay? Huh?
It just doesn't make sense to pay that much money for a pair of sneakers, Martin. I'm sorry.
Baby, do you know who I am? Gina, I got to represent. I can't have them disrespecting my feet, especially if I'm gonna be stomping with the big dog.
Well, Martin, I want to stomp and represent too and all that. But honey, we made a deal, remember? Neither one of us can take out more than $200 unless we both agree. Now, I want to be out there shopping too, but I'm willing to make the sacrifice for our wedding, Martin.
Gina, baby, you don't understand. I need these shoes. Baby, they got features. All right? Baby, they so light you don't even know you got them on. I mean, if you ballin', you here, Gina. You here. You don't even... you got your leg up. You go on the post up. Bop. You on your post up. You here. Boom. You know what I'm saying? It's a game.
Baby.
Yeah.
If you don't know that you have them on, why do you need them?
To go around you. To go around you.
Yeah, for all that money, I hope they make you taller. Napoleon.
Napoleon, huh?
He's crap.
Yeah, you do. Crack yourself up. But I guess you would know about shoes. You fetched enough slippers in your lifetime. Play a little game, do she? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, hey, baby. Guess who I am, Gina? Guess who I am, baby?
I don't know. Magic Jordan, Shaquille Barkley, one of the bald-headed brothers. Martin, so you went and got the new shoes?
You think I didn't when I did?
And a new sweatsuit and a new sweatshirt, Martin? I mean, how much did all of this stuff cost you?
Well, I don't know. I say everything including the sweatshirt. Shoot, let me think. Well, I say it came up to about $500-600. You know, yeah.
You took all that money out of our account without telling me? How could you do that, Martin? I mean, I thought we both agreed neither one of us would...
Neither one of us would what, baby?
Huh?
What? Come on, talk to me. Bump the gums.
It's just that, nothing.
Anything unusual happen with you today?
Me?